Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Impact Partner Report for November 2021. We thought this time around we would just zoom you straight into our staff meeting. I'm here with some of our core team, Miss McCosker, of course, Nicole, who's our farm coordinator, and Trish, our farmer's friend. So we thought instead of like rolling it off just from Helen and I, we'd actually take you straight to the source and hear from the people who are actually working this project on the ground. So thank you everyone for joining us. Welcome to our first Impact Report. And Miss McCosker.
Yeah, thank you. Wow, I think that we just have to talk about the amazing stuff our farm department's been doing, because one of the big highlights and the real focus is, as everyone knows, is our certification, our regenerative certification. And Nicole, I know that you've been doing how many kilometers have you traveled? How many kilometers you and Mike traveled even in the last month?
We're getting up to around 3,700, 3,500 Ks so far over the last couple of months. Amazing. So my little Miss Sunshine bright yellow van is definitely getting a workout, and I'm sleeping in the back, so it's quite nice.
The joys of such a vast nation, so many Ks to travel between farms. Actually, most people don't think of that when we talk about how we work with farmers, but to be doing this in Australia, it is a long way to travel in between farms. So that's a lot of Ks. It's not like we've just got an office job.
Yeah. Well, I listen to a lot of podcasts, actually really good regenerative podcasts on those. So it's actually been great.
Fantastic.
So how many farmers have you got? How many farmers are you sort of working with and have them on the certification journey?
So we're in the beta testing phase of the certification. So we've got 4 farmers and we've hand selected them. Yeah, we've actually hand selected them for a couple of different reasons. So we've got 2 cattle graziers, one who's big cattle graziers. We've got a smaller grazing for for sheep and cattle, and then we've got vegetable growers. So we've tried to sort of get a spectrum of different types of beta testers to look at the different in-field conditions when we do the process of collecting the soil samples and the soil measurement data, and then going through the process of the application. So when the farmers go in and do the application and go through all the steps, how to make it user-friendly depending on the type of enterprise, the business that they actually operate and what makes sense to them. So we've picked really good people. They've been giving some really good feedback, and knowing that it's a beta testing stage, they know there's actually a lot of glitches. So I've also been working a lot in the back end and the IT stuff and setting up the software and just the paperwork, like the electronic paperwork and those structures. So the beta test farmers have been giving some really good feedback about, okay, this doesn't make sense, that makes sense, this is not working. Been working closely and collaborating closely with our partners, Southern Cross Certified, who have been developing the regen certification with us. They have been developing how their website talks to the Farm Lab website, which is where our farm maps and our digital farm data is stored. So they've been talking to each other, and I'm learning new language, APIs, which is little URLs that talk to each website. Didn't even know that. So we've been doing a lot of stuff in the back end. I've been having lots of chats with computers. And so between all our collaborators, our partners, and our beta testers, and my learning, going, how do I problem solve? Well, why is this not working? What's going on? We've actually got some really good stuff happening, and things are working well.
It's really fantastic. I was just going to say for our impact partners that we're going through to launch a certification. This is a brand new thing that's never happened in Australia. So the massive chunk and the attributes of CARBON8 is that we're actually innovating and initiating and wiring and firing a brand new process together, that it is our legacy that this certification will be rolled out eventually to the consumer market on the same level of foundation as you would see the organic brands. So we're basically doing the hard work that we hope will see generations of change within our food chain. So it's really fantastic to know that we've got to the actual beta testing phase, because this groundwork is going to lay the precedence for so many people to come after us. So congratulations, Nick and Trish. You're really doing some foundational work here that's never been done or trialed. So fantastic.
And Nicole, I wanted you to share, so you guys have been innovating our Carbon8 measuring kits. Like, how cool is that? Like, when you first started, how long did it take you to do a full day of measurement?
Yeah, so Mike and I put lots of holes in the ground and poured lots of water in the ground on his property. Took us all day. We finished when it was dark and we couldn't see, so we drove home. So we've been slowly picking up the right pieces of equipment from around Australia, handmade. So we've got a lovely penetrometer, which I absolutely love, and it's handmade in Toowoomba, good quality equipment, and that measures how deep the soil how it measures how deep the soil is before the soil starts compaction. So it's really about measuring the compaction where you hit the hard pan, the compaction of the soil, because when the roots go down and hit that pan, they go, and then they grow sideways. So the penetrometer measures that in terms of how far the water will infiltrate. We've got our lovely PVC ring that we use to pour water in to measure how fast the water is absorbed into the soil. So that was from Mike's farm. So we love using farm equipment, no waste here. I've been playing with a new auger to make the coring of the samples a lot quicker, because we've been measuring them manually, like putting a metal core, a whole pipe in the ground and then digging out the soil. It's so slow. So we've now got an auger made in WA, handmade in WA. It was mainly for the mining industry, but it's beautiful for hard soils. So it just cores a little tiny hole in the ground to collect your soil sample. You put a drill on top and it does all the hard work for you. I think I sort of squealed a bit when I got it. And so now my backyard is full of little holes.
This is fantastic because, just to update on that information, like what we're trying to do here is streamline the process for every farmer around Australia who wants to gather information and measure about their carbon soil health, to do it the most effectively and quickest and most affordably way possible. So this is part of that trial and error process that we're working out. So again, fantastic work that we have managed to put together a measurement kit that is innovative and brand new here in Australia. So again, fantastic.
Yeah. It's been fun digging holes and pouring water in the ground. And then getting it tested for soil carbon and all the rest of it and getting the results back. It's been great.
Yeah, and I just wanted to share that Mike drove many kilometres to go down and work with the Murray, who's that group, Nicole?
The Western Murray Land Improvement Group.
Yes.
With Roger Knight and the team.
Yeah, and so Mike actually trained the trainer on how to do all of this measurement, and the effect of that, he really did a lot of leveraging, because what it meant was that the Regen Farmers Mutual, and Nicole, you can share with everyone how we're collaborating with them, they could then go and teach 10 of their pilot farmers. So the effect on Mike's work has been really, really important this month. Nicole,
so that actually ties in really well with our main goal. Is CARBON8 is not, we're not doing this stuff by ourselves. One of our philosophies is that if you want to regenerate the whole industry, regenerate agriculture and have a regenerative business, you need to collaborate and work closely with lots of different people and lots of different partners. So working closely with the Regen Farmers Mutual, who are wanting to put a price on the environmental goods and services, we really see that it's worth our time and effort to work with them, collaborate, work on the steering committee, and train all their different collaborators up, so that you're passing on that skill set and that expertise and the knowledge and the learnings, because you're also learning together. So training the trainers, it's training the farmers who are then showing on other farmers, because the Western Murray group is also a bunch of farmers themselves who have got together. It's actually really good in order to make change at a fast pace and not a very slow incremental change. So our work on the steering committee there and getting this process up and working with Accounting for Nature and AgForce and Landcare and all of those different groups, Farm Lab, it's actually creating change within the industry. It's very exciting.
Fantastic, fantastic. And that's where we can introduce Trish, who's our farmer's friend. And Trish's job has been to be literally on the phone. She is the friend to the farmer. She's on the phone calling all the farmers who have signed up to Carbon8 and just being their support network and guiding them through the process and their choices. And it's been such an amazing addition to the team to have that sort of hotline going. So Trish, welcome to your first Impact Partner Report. And Trish has come to us from Young Farmers Connect, which is an amazing organization that Carbon8 has recently basically partnered with and supported in their work of working with young farmers. So we're crossing over not only the 5th generational sort of old school farmers that we have to educate and re-educate and then help transition. We're also working with the young farmers who don't need that education. They're ready to go. They just need the support to be able to like get through and jump onto the land, and they're ready to regenerate. So welcome, Trish. Thank you for joining us.
I have to say, Trish was a little bit nervous coming on today, so we're not going to put too much stress on her. But Trish has been doing such an awesome job, and also the books that you've been getting together all the books and sending the books out to farmers. You want to just share a little bit on that with us, Trish?
Yeah, for sure. So over the next couple of months, you're welcome to apply for register with Carbon8 and receive 2 books. So it's just an opportunity for reading and learning and being inspired by other people's journey.
Yeah, that Smart Book initiative we've had for the last 18 months here at Carbon8, and it's been such a powerful tool to be able to hand knowledge directly to the farmers and allow them to assimilate it in their own time, in words from farmers who've written the books that they can understand and take on board and appreciate. They've all had the same problems to solve and the same issues that have come up. So we have found the smart boxes, or we call it the smart box, but the smart books, to be a fantastic initiative here in Carbon8 and really serve so many people, young and old, to actually enjoy and get educated in their own time and then be free to make the decision of how they want to transition forward. So thank you, Trish. Your work is so significant here, and we really appreciate every second you spend on those phones.
Thank you.
And thanks, Nicole, and thanks, Kelly. We really want to make sure that we give everyone an update on a monthly basis. So you'll see us, and we just love, I've got to say, the journey with Carbon8 has been amazing, and our team has given us incredible support, and we're really, I think we work really well as a team, and I'm really proud of all of us at Carbon8. And I'd just really like to thank any of the donors that are watching this. We couldn't do this without you. So we have such deep gratitude for.
We do.
Yeah.
I mean, we ultimately here at Carbon8, our one goal is to transition farmers, and our mechanism is to innovate a certification that basically puts it into the hands of the consumer. But ultimately our legacy is to remove poisons from this planet. And I know this is an issue that's core to so many people's hearts right now. And so as part of my work here at Carbon8, I'm the artistic creative director here, and we really, alongside all of our practical work on the ground, working with farmers, we are absolutely partnering art into the heart of the earth as we regenerate this process. So we are about to launch a competition to invite you all to participate, those artistic creative minds out there, to join us in actually creating the certification logo that's going to go out on all these packages across. So it is our goal that at least 500 food objects in Woolworths and Coles holds a regenerative logo on it, and you can be guaranteed you're buying not only poisonless food, but food that is actually healing and regenerating the environment, the biodiversity, the water, the soil, and all elements of it. And more importantly than anything else, delivering the highest nutrient quality food available. And they are so important. So I just like to say we're going to launch a creative competition coming up to get this certification logo designed. We've got beautiful amount of art starting to integrate into this message. So important to actually illustrate what we are trying to do and to bring these beautiful visual aids to our communities around the world. So thank you everyone for participating on this crazy and fun and extremely important journey that we at Carbon8 are championing to the core. And thank you everyone for joining us.
It's been a pleasure. Have a lovely one.
Any questions our community has, any questions our impact partners have, please feel free to get in contact with us. Contact us under this podcast or in email, and we would love to be engaged with anyone's thoughts. This is a co-participatory experience that we're on, as Nicole reiterated. So we can't do this without you, and you can't do this without us. So let's just jump in there together and make this happen, everyone. Here's to high nutritional, poison-free planet. Woo!
Woo!